years. One of the main pushes behind the law was that although Michigan had great coverage and we had a disproportionate number of uninsured drivers, putting all of us at risk. So it's really gratifying to see that not only are people taking advantage of lower rates, but that so many people have already gotten insurance that would otherwise be at risk on our roads. But we know there are a lot more of you out there that have been waiting. Everybody's got a lot of bills, and it's a tough time, and we understand that. But this is the time to do it, because if you wait, you'll pay more. If you wait and get in an accident, you could put your family, your finances, your health at risk for not having coverage in an accident. So we want all Detroiters to know, all Michiganders to know, everybody, that this is an important deadline, and it's going to come up fast. We all know how fast the holidays come, how fast the end of the year comes. Don't wait. Do it today. Contact an insurance agent. Contact your company. Go online. If you need more help, we're always there at the Department of Insurance and Financial Services to help you navigate your way through. We have a toll-free number at 833-ASK, the word ASK, A-S-K, DIFS, D-I-F-S, for the Department of Insurance and Financial Services, which is answered live call answering people with lots of information from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can always get to us online. If you even just Google Department of Insurance Michigan, and there'll be a big button for auto insurance. It'll tell you where to go. There's so many things in the law that were intended to increase consumer protections and lower prices, but this is one that expires. December 31st, 2021 will be here before we know it, and I'm encouraging anyone who has been driving without insurance, please get your family insured, protect your health, protect your pocketbook, and let your neighbors and your friends know that this is an important deadline. And with that, I'd like to introduce somebody that has been championing for the rights of Detroiters for as long as I can remember, and who championed for this law, Reverend Anthony. If you'd come up and say a few words about the law and this provision, I really appreciate it.
Excuse me. Glad I have insurance, because if I fail, then I'm covered. Let me say good afternoon to everyone, to Mayor Duggan and to Director Fox. Thank you so much. They say that repetition breeds adoption. The more you say it, the more people can claim it. For years, the Detroit branch NAACP has fought against high insurance costs imposed on the people in the city of Detroit. It has had a very disparate impact on African Americans and people of color. We should not be charged high insurance costs based on where we live, but really based on how we drive. Efforts have been made to address this issue. The bipartisan auto insurance law is one effort. Signed in 2019 by Governor Gretchen Whitmer, it was a major step in the right direction. While it was not all that we wanted then, and still not everything that we need now, it is much better than what we had. The nearly 60% of Detroiters who drive without insurance is not due to the fact that they don't want insurance for themselves and their families. Rather, it is due to the fact that many simply cannot afford the high costs associated with insurance. Many have had to make a decision to drive at risk and hope for the best. Well, we believe that there is a more responsible and accountable and equitable way to engage in this process. The lowering of the cost of insurance is certainly in that direction, and the steps to include an amnesty for persons driving without protection of insurance is another big step. We're here today to urge Detroiters and everyone to take full advantage of the amnesty program. Get rid of the financial penalties that you will receive as of the end of December 31st if you have not secured a policy for you and for your family. Do not wait for the cost to grow even higher. We encourage folks to make their move now. Now is the time to obtain the best options for insurance coverage as you go forward. The cost of living is high, gas is high, food is high, but insurance is lower than it used to be. For those who may still be waiting on the bottom to drop out of the cost of insurance, we all want to see that occur. However, in the meantime, you got to drive and arrive safely. The work is not over. The battle is still for Detroit and Michigan to have for its citizens the best insurance program for our people among cities and states in the nation. Let's take this amnesty now and continue the fight until we win. I've been talking about what we need to do. These two next individuals have demonstrated what they have already done, and that is to take advantage of the program to lower the cost of insurance and to guarantee security for themselves and their families. I'd like to introduce Krysten Jones, who's a Detroit resident, and also Evan Fay, who's a Detroit resident, fresh from the state of Alaska, and now a veteran who's come to Detroit and to take advantage of this program. Krysten.
Thank you, Mayor Duggan, Director Fox, Reverend Anthony. My name is Krysten. I'm a 35-year-old City of Detroit resident. Under the old law, my auto insurance was more than $550 a month, even with my clean driving record. Because of the costs and the penalties I would have to pay to get a new policy, I was willing to take the risk of driving uninsured. When I heard about the new law, I was excited to learn that I could sign up for affordable auto coverage without paying any fees or penalties. I bought a new policy at midnight when the new law went into effect, and my rates dropped nearly $400 a month. I didn't have to pay any uninsured driver's fees or penalties because I took advantage of the amnesty period. I am thankful that I was able to get this auto insurance under this law. I was recently in an accident, and if I didn't have to pay the fees, I wouldn't have had the coverage, so I'm thankful for that. I encourage everyone to get covered as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evan Fay. I recently moved from Anchorage, Alaska. In the last couple years, I was in the United States Air Force. My auto insurance story is actually pretty interesting. So not originally from Detroit, Michigan, but when I was talking with my wife and my family, we were trying to figure out where in the entire country we wanted to move. We did not want to go back to Southern California because cost of living was so high. So cost of living was extremely important to us. So we looked at every single city and kind of did pros and cons for each. And Detroit kept rising to the top of the list. It was a place that we could go, we could invest, we could raise our family. We came and interviewed the city multiple times, found how awesome the people were, how friendly everybody was, and we were extremely excited to move to the city. On our first trip here, when we came to interview the city or really just kind of feel it out, we rented a car and found out that our car insurance would not work. It would not transfer from Alaska. We then found out and did more research and found out that Michigan was the highest in the nation and that Detroit was the highest in Michigan, and that our auto insurance, even though we had clean records, would be more than triple what we were currently paying. So that really kind of threw us off a little bit. We still really were excited about the city and still wanted to invest in the city, but ultimately we weren't sure because it really did push up the cost of living closer to some of the other cities that also had some great pros. So then we found out about the new law being passed, and at that point, then it was a no-brainer. We were excited to move into Detroit, and since we've had 2 kids here, and with one was born in Alaska, and we're excited to really spend the rest of our time here in Detroit. So it's been fantastic. It was awesome to see the rates basically come down to the point where we were in some of the other states, and yeah, it's been a huge blessing. So that's my car insurance story. Thanks.
Out in the hallway before we started, I was talking to Krysten and Evan, and was pleased to find out both of them are owners of land bank houses that they have bought in their fixing up. And the money they didn't have to waste on car insurance, they can put toward fixing up a house and getting occupied in a neighborhood. So instead of an abandoned house, we have neighbors. This is the kind of city that we're looking to build. Folks like Krysten and Evan bringing their families here, building the community, and we're making it affordable. And so we want everybody in the city who's driving to be insured. So please do it by December 31st. And with that, we'll take any questions.
Any idea roughly what this penalty is, after the 31st?
Thank you. The penalty can vary by carrier. They can refuse to insure you. They may be able to push you on to a higher risk pool. It really depends on an individual driving situation and what you're trying to insure, but it can be significant. And, you know, that has really kept some people from getting back into the insurance market. But we don't know the exact dollar amount. It really depends on the driver.
All right, thank you all very much for coming.